Hi guys, Rachel here with the Cackling Moon. This is going to be the free reading request that I put up on Instagram. So I only had the notice up for maybe not even 2 hours because I wasn't sure. I wasn't sure how many requests I was gonna get, and sometimes it's kind of a ball game because sometimes I'll get tons and tons of requests, and then other times I get none. So it just depends. But what I did was I snapped a picture of the ones that I did get in the time slot that I allotted. And so I'm just gonna go through them. I was gonna send you guys messages to tell you which order I was gonna read, but I think I'm just gonna read your username. You know, you guys will know who you are. Yeah, so that's just what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna read with a couple decks. I have the which one is this? The Dutch Tarot, the Angels, Gods, and Goddesses Oracle, and the Indigo Angel Oracle. I'm also gonna be pulling a card, a chakra card from the Psychic Tarot. So I have those cards out. Let me just get these all in order. 3, 4, 5, 6. Oops, I'm missing one. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Which one am I missing? I thought I had them all. I love this deck. This is the Psychic Tarot for the Heart. Here we go. Solar plexus was missing. So keep in mind, these readings are going to be very, very minimal because it's a free reading. So very minimal, nothing too in detail. And we'll just go with that. Okay. So first off, I'm going to read for, and then please excuse me if I mispronounce any of your names or usernames. I will do my best. But we're going to start with Jessica Steensma. So let's start with you. Your question, if you have some time and energy left, I am just wondering what Spirit needs you to know. So let's have a look. So Spirit has the message of you are loved, the Goddess of Nature. You have the Fool and the Hierophant that just popped out. Goddess of Nature, you reap what you sow. Your dream is coming to fruition. Your dream is coming to fruition, and you are loved. So right now, messages coming from Spirit, being you are loved is just kind of saying that you have, there's attention on you, there's eyes on you, there's people that care about you. If you have been feeling like, you know, yeah, the heart chakra came up. So if you've been feeling like you haven't been supported much, or maybe you feel like you've been misunderstood for the last few days or up to a week or so, the angel cards are coming up as you are loved. Goddess of Nature, you reap what you sow. Your dream is coming to fruition. So something that you've been working on, or you've been desiring or working on manifesting, will be coming to fruition. We have the, I thought this was the Fool. We have the Page of Wands coming forward, which is like that beginning point of starting a path, a journey, a new idea, something that interests you, a passion. And you also have the Hierophant coming forward, which is kind of guiding you for, there's a need to have some structure, some more structure in your life. So that free flow that maybe you've been doing, like not really having much of, a way of like the way you're maneuvering through life. You're just kind of just going with the flow kind of a thing. I feel like in order to start some new path or some new interest or something that is just like really, you know, it's calling to you, there's an interest at hand that might be coming up that you want to do, a new project, a new relationship, a new, whatever this is, because to me, Pages of Wands is bringing that new excitement, that urgency to want to dive into something. Hierophant is saying you need to have more stability. There needs to be a stricter schedule with you. Is this, you know, like for some reason, your sleep schedule is popping up in mind to me. So this could be, you know, taking better care of the self, the body, giving yourself time to sleep and recuperate for the next day. But you need a little bit more structure and a little bit more strict scheduling around you. For some reason that's popping up. And then the heart chakra coming up is just kind of guiding you that your connections, your love connections, so this can do with maybe your relationship, or if you're not in a relationship, it could just do with your love life altogether, the way that you are going about dating and whatnot. Hierophant energy could also resemble that old traditional way of dating, you know, like you're courting each other kind of a thing. So it could be that too. It's kind of hard to go without a main question for the free readings, like, because I kind of need a little bit more to go off of, but that's what's coming through, my love. Okay, next question. Sorry, I'm using my old iPad. For Muffy, is now the right time to launch my crystal and tarot reading business? So I'm just going to pull on the energy of the tarot reading business, because I don't like to read yes/no questions. Like, they're cool to do, but I want to like see the energy of that. So let's see what's popping up for you. The chakra card. Okay. So chakra card coming up is sacral chakra. This is your creative spark. This is your drive, your passions, right? But you're also getting the Ten of Swords, which is telling me like right now this could be a need to surrender. So if there's something that's been causing you to not launch your tarot reading business and whatnot, there could be a fear there, and because sometimes the Ten of Swords can come up when there's a fear that you need to surrender to. I also see it as also a point of exhaustion, but I don't really feel that with the energy. I feel like it's kind of like the cards are saying, you know, surrendering to that fear, whatever it is that has been holding you back from launching it in the first place, and utilizing, coming from a source of literal creativeness. Like maybe that's been tugging at you lately, like you've been wanting to create and do something, but you just haven't, and you've been hesitating for some reason. Look through the situation is coming up with the angels. Looking through the situation, really making sure that you have everything ready to go. If you're going to launch something, you don't want to have open ends, because then you're going to get people asking questions like, well, wait, what is this and this? And you don't want to add more stresses, especially if you're already kind of feeling a little bit nervous. I guess I could say nervous. Looking through the situation, I feel is that it needs a little bit more focus. So planning, making sure that you're tying up loose ends is what I'm trying to say. The angel of pleasure, take pleasure in the things that you do. You really needs to come from the heart, and it really needs to come from what you're passionate about. That is aligning with the sacral chakra, pleasure. So I feel like those cards are kind of saying like, yes, you know, go about launching your tarot business and launching the things that you want to do, facing those fears, and literally like surrendering to those fears, and not necessarily like hoping that you're going to be successful right off the bat. It's just it's because you love to do what you do that you're going to launch it and do it, you know, regardless of the outcome of it, right? Because these kind of things take time. You can launch something and maybe you won't get a reading right away. And maybe you will. Like it might be the opposite. Maybe you will get tons of readings right away. And then sometimes we don't. So it's just one of those things where I would say the angels of saying, looking through the situation, make sure that you're really making sure you're tying up loose ends. There's no, you know, like everything is just perfect and ready to go, and then put it all out there. Put it all out there and literally succumb to those fears. You can take them on head on, and, you know, don't let your fears hold you back anymore. Like no more delays. So I would say go for it. Manoj Doogie Reddy, any guidance regarding my career? You got Goddess of Psychic Protection. What you believe you create. No one can harm you. Ooh, you got the Nine of Pentacles that just fell out. Think about it. came up. Sacral chakra also came up for you. So when it comes to your career, there could be some upcoming big changes or choices that you need to make regarding this career choice or this career path. Thinking about it is just making me think, like I said to the previous person, make sure that you have everything in order, everything's organized, ready to go. Really consider before you come up with a big decision. If you are, if you know that there is a major crossroads up ahead with regarding your career and you need to make some major changes or choices depending on what it is that you're working on, thinking about it is kind of saying make sure that you are thinking everything through before you take action. The goddess of psychic protection, what you believe you create, no one can harm you. So I feel like it's kind of like what you truly want to do with your career, you can make it whatever you want. I feel like there's limitations in your mind about how far you can take your career, how successful that you can be. Maybe I feel like there's like Spirit is kind of saying like there's a merging of something. So maybe you are trying to merge some other project or some other interest or it's hard to say because I don't know what your career is, but for some reason the word merge, combining, like coming together is coming through also. So this could also mean like really thinking things through. If you're merging, maybe you're thinking about working with someone else, a collaboration of some sort, or I just think that this is not the time to be rush with quick changes and ideas. Like if you're thinking of switching things up with the career, I think you need to take your time thinking about it. Just makes me feel like you need to slow down a little bit. The energy of it coming up with the 9 of Pentacles, though, is saying it's fruitful. Okay, so what you're doing is very fruitful. It will be fruitful, and you will be seeing positive things coming out of what you're doing, what you're working on. To me, a 9 of Pentacles is like living the life of luxury based off of your hard work, so you are being able to support yourself and you're able to do the things that you want to do in life. And there's a lot of plentiful abundance on its way. So that's kind of a really nice card to see. That one was the one that flew out while I was shuffling it. So I feel like if anything, Spirit is kind of saying like, don't rush into making major changes right away. Make sure that you are thinking things through. Really consider first, because the outcome is going to be really positive, but like you don't want to, I guess what I'm trying to say is like, you don't want to put too much too soon. Like slow pace wins the race kind of a thing. For Joke Bicart, what should be my focus point at the moment? Your focus point at the moment. Ooh. You have some heavy cards. Heart chakra. So heart chakra, the energy of the heart chakra, this could be relationships. Your emotional connections with other people, okay? Any kind of relationship or connection with another person doesn't have to just be romance or romantic. It can be, your connection with your mom, dad, family member, best friend, coworker, whoever. But the heart chakra resembles the way you connect on an emotional level with other people. It's also your emotional expression. So how you express yourself, how you love, how you receive love. Is this a self-love issue? It's just the matter of the heart, okay? The heart energy. You got Archangel Michael. Archangel Michael usually comes up when there needs to be some protection. And that is paired with the Tower card. So I feel like Archangel Michael and the Tower card are kind of showing that there could be upcoming like rocky waters ahead. Does that make sense? Rocky waters, like rough there's going to be some rough roads ahead, okay? Angel of prayer, ask the universe and the angels for help and guidance. So the question of what should your focus be at this moment, I feel like this needs to be a more spiritual connection. Strengthening your spiritual connection, strengthening the self, your love with yourself, but also if there is a connection with somebody that is weak at this moment, so if you're kind of like in the outs with a friend, or you're having issues with a family member, or if you're in a relationship and you guys are having miscommunication problems or something like that, these cards can represent rough roads ahead. And it's just kind of like, there's not saying like your whole world's gonna fall apart, but it's kind of like a gentle warning that right now, hey, focusing on the parts that are crumbling, you know, you need to put a little bit more of attention, prayer work, focus, love with the heart chakra, into these kind of, just these little areas of your life that are not 100%. I'll just say that, okay? I hope that resonates, because that's a very, very, those are very strong cards. For Ariel, will there be good news at my upcoming doctor's appointment? So I'm going to be as vague as I can be answering that kind of question, because I don't like to answer medical questions because I'm not a doctor. So I have to be very careful with how I answer that. So I'm going to just see the energy, the energy of the cards, and then we'll just go from there, okay? Will there be good news at my upcoming doctor appointment? So the doctor's appointment that you've had, perhaps you have the base chakra, the root chakra coming up. So okay, so the card of dreams has been coming up. The devil card has been coming up. Angel of emergence, it's time for the real you to emerge. And God of underworld, something which no longer serves you is about to end, which is really interesting that came up because of the devil. And so there could be a lot of paranoia, a lot of anxiety revolving around this doctor's appointment that you're asking of. And the root chakra could be coming up as a reminder, like Spirit is reminding you to remain grounded, stay focused, plant your feet to the ground, stay solid, right? Because when your root chakra is all over the place and you're not balanced and you're not stable, everything else around you feels like it's chaos. So we have the devil card, we have the dreams. I feel like this is an intuitive hint. I feel like Spirit is kind of saying you've been dreaming about something, that maybe you've been dreaming about something is wrong, or that you've been having intuitive hits that, you know, maybe something's not right going on with you. It is a devil card, so this kind of makes me feel this could be nightmares, toxicities. This could be worry. You know, it could be all of that, all of the above. It could also simply just mean you haven't been feeling well. But the God of the underworld, something which no longer serves you, is about to end. I feel like whatever it is that is the reason for the visit is going to, it needs to go through you. Angel of emergence, it's time for you, the real you, to emerge. So I feel like it's kind of like a shedding of a layer. A shedding of a layer. And you being able to come out of it feeling relief. So I want to say that it will be a positive appointment, but I feel like maybe the build up to this point has been stressful for you. So you kind of have to stay grounded as you can be. I know how that feels when you're stressed out to go to the doctors because I get like that every single time I have to go. So I completely sympathize with that. But I feel intuitively, I feel like it's going to be, it's going to be okay. Okay. For Wildflower, what chakra I need to start healing first? So I love that. So let's pull the chakra card. What chakra do you need to work first? Base chakra, the root. So let's see what the energies of the cards are saying for the root. What's going on with the root chakra? Wow, you got the self-care card. What is going on with the root? Page of Wands. Okay, I needed some clarifying cards. I like the court cards, but sometimes I need a little bit more than that. Root chakra. Angel of addiction healing. This is a time of positive transformation and healing. I love it. Not saying you have any addictions, but if there are negative habits, we'll just put it at that. Some negative habits. Habits that you know are not good for you, and habits can be anything from how often or not often are you eating? Are you drinking enough water? Those kind of habits. These could be substance habits, so alcohol consumptions and anything else. This could also be your diet. So are you eating foods that are irritating you? Are you eating too many sweets? Are you eating too much salt? You know, things like that. So Angel of addiction healing. This is a time of positive transformation and healing. I like that came up because your question is saying, what chakra do you need to start healing first? Definitely with the root chakra, your balance, okay? But the root is all about you, like, being grounded. So feeling like you are stable. And if you're not feeling good physically, you're not stable, right? Like it's everything is kind of connected, if that makes sense. And so I feel like there could be areas of your diet, or, you know, how often or what is it that you were eating and consuming. Other addictions, this could also not just be food addictions. This could also be like material things, or, you know, any kind of anything that you can do that you do in excess or you're restricting too much of. But is not as healthy for you as you need, okay? So let that be an area, like you'll know what that is. The card of self-care is coming up. So definitely you're being notified of taking better care of you, not anyone else, right? And I know you're a mama, and as mamas, you have that you're naturally there to take care of your children and whatnot. But this is a self-care card. So it's just saying, you know, you need to make sure you are 100% so that you can be 100% for your little ones, okay? The tarot cards, so we have the Page of Wands. This could be maybe like, I just instantly thought of like switching up, you know, your activities to help you want to heal those addictions. So if you are addicted to shopping, for example, and overspending of money, you know, the Page of Wands can indicate switching up your activities. Maybe you need to find a different kind of a hobby to fill that void of needing to shop. You know what I mean? So that's what I'm trying to say. We have the Death card, which is putting an end to these toxic addictions. We'll just say it. And the Sun card, which is telling me the sun will come out. Like the sun will shine after this whole thing is over. So I feel like with your root chakra, it starts from the root. This could mean it starts from the home. So it could start from the home life, home routines. Maybe that's where some of this need for self-care starts, from the house. So if you've been meaning to clean house, or if you've been meaning to, you know, get things in order at home so you can feel more comfortable doing some of your projects, you know, it all starts from the home. It all starts from your root, okay? So hopefully that makes sense. But yeah, that's what came through. And then I think I had one left. One or two left, let's see. Oh, two, okay. Alana, I'm worried about getting I'm worried about getting a job after I finish my externship this year. Or is it internship? So, okay, well, I'm assuming it's internship that you meant to write. And that you're worried about getting a job. So let's see what the energy of the career path shows. We have Temperance, the 6 Six of Wands, which I think automatically just answers your question that you will find success with work. You are special. Goddess of the shadows. What you perceive to be your dark side still holds a hidden treasure. So in your fears, the fears of not being able to find work after you're done with your internship, you need to find peace with that. Because, and then you also have the third eye, your intuition, your sixth sense. The goddess of shadows, what you perceive to be your dark side holds a hidden treasure. Within those fears of not being good enough of finding work, because I feel like that's what it's saying, your self-esteem, the You Are Special card is coming up to remind you that you are. But I feel like it's like within those dark parts, those dark places within you, that the fear of not finding work is coming from, that's where your treasure is going to be. So I love that, because I feel like that card is just saying like, you're gonna find something that there's gonna be something that pops up where you least expect it. And it's probably gonna be the source of the darkest fear that you have. And it'll probably challenge you in that way. So your fears will probably be brought up front row center. It's going to be a challenge of your self-esteem, I feel. But you got the Six of Wands, which is successes, okay? And then you also have Temperance, which is patience. So you got to have patience after this internship is over. Intuitively, and follow your intuition as you work, you know, job hunting and whatnot. But I feel like the cards are revealing that there's a future of success. So you're going to be okay. You just have to roll with the punches. At least that's how I'm seeing it. Okay, and last but not least, we have for XXSD07. Shall I continue following my intuition regarding my TF, or am I just following an illusion? I don't know what TF stands for. My intuition regarding my TF. I don't know what TF stands for. I'm just going to read, just see what the cards come up. I don't know what that means. So the Lovers came up. Is TF, does it stand for boyfriend? BF maybe? I don't know. You are understood. The crown chakra is coming up. Crown chakra is your faith. So having faith in this situation. You are understood, meaning that if this is a relationship thing, you are understood. I feel like maybe it's saying like it's not an illusion. I wish I knew what TF stood for. Goddess of the unknown. A new chapter of your life is around the corner. Remove fear and embrace the unknown. So maybe you're thinking you're putting too much thought into it, you know, and you're in the, because it says, am I just following an illusion, or, you know, shall I continue following my intuition? You always follow your intuition. I feel like your intuition is just, when you're following your heart, you're following your intuition. When you're following your ego, you're listening to, you know, you're following what your mind is telling you when you're overthinking situations. And I feel like the goddess of the unknown is coming forward saying sometimes you can't know the future. You're not supposed to. And the mystery of it is part of the lesson. It's part of the journey. It's a Lover's card, so something tells me this has to do with relationships, okay? And you are understood. So maybe feeling like it just means like there needs to be a little bit more communication between you and this person. Goddess of the unknown, I feel is just kind of saying like, you have to trust the journey. You're not supposed to know the outcome. You got to go with it, but always follow your intuition. Point blank, like with that question, always follow your intuition. It's you're doing what your heart is guiding you to do when you listen to your intuition. It's your sixth sense. It's your gut instinct. So if you're not following that, then you either are overthinking the situation, you're believing lies. Usually if you're overthinking a situation, you start to create your own like scenarios, and sometimes they're not even true. So that's why it's always wise to trust your vibe. What is your heart telling you? Okay, so that concludes the questions that I received. I hope that these readings helped you guys out as best as I could, you know, doing little mini readings like that. Sometimes they're good, sometimes they're hard. It just depends on the question. If the question is too vague, it's really hard to connect that way. So the more detail, the more specific, the better. But hopefully that kind of gave you something to think about, those of you guys who just got read for. Thank you for allowing me to read for you. It was fun to do that. Just something fun I wanted to do today because I think there's just so much chaos going on right now in the world, and I just thought it would be nice to at least distract my mind by doing some freebies for you guys. So it's not every day that I do freebies. So it's kind of nice to give back every once in a while. All right, you guys, thank you for watching, and I will talk to you soon. Bye, loves.